Good morning, everybody. It's Emily here from Phoenix Gateway, and I'm here to do a general weekly read for the week of the 12th to the 18th of September. I am working with my Sacred Geometry Healing cards. These are available from my website, www.phoenixgateway.com.au, or also available from other stockists worldwide. If you do choose to buy from me, however, I will personally sign all decks for you. The other thing available from my website are my beautiful water frequencies, or liquid alchemy in a bottle, which have been designed and created to work on all levels of nurturing mind, body, and spirit, or our soul. Okay, and these are also available on my website. You can work with them to ingest them, so you can actually put them in your mouth and ingest it, but you can work with it in a number of different ways. And if you do go onto my website on the homepage, www.phoenixgateway.com.au, you can download a PDF on how to work with these beautiful high vibrational frequencies that can be ingested. All right. I've already actually had one this morning. I've worked with my Blue Lotus. I just find it's really good for insight, and yeah, that's the one to go for me today. But with what's going on now, you know, on a global level, and what is starting to come to light, with the death of Queen Elizabeth last week. Okay, we're going to see some major changes also coming into play. We're going to be seeing a lot more disclosure coming about in the next coming days, weeks, months. It hasn't ended yet, and that's for sure. It's still really about, you know, holding the line. It's about doing the inner work. It's about, you know, taking some time out for you to really breathe, because what's going on is, you know, can really displace how we are feeling. It is, you know, it affects us, our mind, body, and soul. So hence another really good reason to work with these elixirs at this time. When I sat with it, with the energy, you know, just before starting today, what I was getting were the words ready, reset, go. And what I'm feeling is that we are going to see a major reset starting to happen. And we're already seeing things taking out and you know, working out. You know, it's got to play out, keep playing out. It's also really important to know that we can't buy into everything that's going on in our world too. And, you know, we're human and it happens. Like, I had a day the other day and I started reading something and I just thought, no, I can't keep reading this. I just can't keep taking it in. I have to acknowledge that what is going on, because, you know, it's really important to have an understanding of what is going on, but it's also very important to understand where you are getting your information from. You know, are you just following something like a mainstream media, or are you going a bit deeper and you're following people on, say, Rumble or Telegram, for example, where you're going to see some more real home truths being come out, and, you know, people are sitting on a platform where they're not being silenced for what needs to be said at this present time. So the other thing is, two things that we've just seen occur as well astrologically is we've had the full moon in Pisces, also called a harvest moon. And my understanding from what I've read about a harvest moon is that in areas where, you know, you're coming to the end of summer, You've got a moon that is so close to Earth and so bright that it gave farmers longer period of time to be able to harvest the rest of their crops, for, you know, not just during the day but over that night as well, because the moon was so bright. But its harvesting is, you know, for us is, what are we, you know, here to create for ourselves? What is it that you have now left behind? You know, what is it that has maybe grown for you, has, you know, run its course, and it's now time to let that go, so you can bring in that next aspect, that next thing that you can plant, that next seed. It's really a time of reset. You know, Mercury has gone retrograde. And look, I'm no expert in the astrological aspect of things. I just want to bring it up. I believe it runs its course till the 2nd of October, where it will then change its you know, its direction and whatnot. And at this point in time, again, you know, it's not about going, oh, you know, excuse me, Yana, go away. Mercury is retrograde, so, you know, we're just going to go through these aspects of anger, or we're just going to go through major communication difficulties, or, you know, things are just going to all break down. Yes, things can go wrong at this point in time, as they can in other times as well. But what I feel at this point in time, and which is part of that reset that we're feeling, or we're going to be going through, is that we're now just taking that time to go, we're going to take that time to rest. For me, you know, I've done these major moves in the last 2 weeks, and things are starting to slow down. And what I'm finding is physically I'm exhausted as well. Physically and mentally, there have been other things on a personal level that have also been going on, and I've had to deal with that as well. But it's that time now to take for you. It's that time now to sit back. It's that time for me to go and have a bath, and, you know, just to go and relax, and to have some time. Like I've had, you know, a few nights where I've just spent it alone, and just had time just to be me, and time to do nothing at the same time. And it's actually been a really lovely feeling, because I've allowed my mind to rest, I've allowed my body to rest, and it's really imperative that we give ourselves that time to do that. And there's, you know, no better time than the present, that's for sure. So, for my ready, reset, go, perfect timing for what I've just said, the 285. This is all about this card here. I'm using a different thing on my phone today, application, and so it may not show up properly, so I'm going to just keep it here. But it's the 285, okay? This is solfeggio frequency 285. The 285 is 2 plus 8 plus 5 is 15, which also comes to a 6. So firstly, 6 is all about the heart. It's all about the nurturing aspect, and we're here to nurture ourselves. We're here to look after, you know, our body. Our body is our temple. If you have been sick, or if you know, have had some form of injury, the 285 is a beautiful frequency to work with at this point in time, to help heal and align your body. It's all about our optimal health and well-being. It's about understanding that, you know, our body is our temple, and we have to look after it. Be mindful of what we ingest, be mindful of our thoughts, be mindful of what we're eating and what we're drinking. Are you exercising? You know, do you meditate, or do you go into mindfulness? You know, are you taking on everybody else's problems and not looking at yourself and nurturing you? So really important, and it's the 285 frequency to work with. And what, you know, another beautiful card again is the ancient sound frequencies, and this is based all on the 9 solfeggio frequencies. So this is all about bringing mind, body, and spirit totally into balance, okay? Now is the time. It's imperative. It's always the time. Always need to keep yourself balanced. It is, you know, the number one fundamental principle really for ourselves, and that, you know, the balance is the end result of keeping, you know, how is your mind, how is your body, and how are you spiritually, you know, how are you holding up, what is it that you need to do. And my perfect way is to listen to the solfeggio frequencies, and they are easily accessible on the likes of YouTube, or you can, you know, you can download on something like Spotify or Apple Play or whatever it is that you listen to. All right, let's get some more cards, please. And thank you for the week of the 12th, okay, to the 18th. Right. Oh, you know, you can't, this really is showing the importance of, how, you know, looking after ourselves. Just to let you know, just looking at the card, the 285 is a 24, which is a 6. So again, perfect, nurturing, ancient sound frequencies is a 1. So it's also about new beginnings, because, you know, we're resetting, you know, ready, reset, go. This is our time now. Gratitude. Some people may think that, you know, it's not about giving gratitude. You know, we're not always about giving gratitude to everything. I disagree. I feel it is really important that we pay respect, that we give gratitude, acknowledge, honor everything we have gone through, everything we are going through. And the reason being is because it becomes an acknowledgement. You are acknowledging what has been going on in your life, things that have happened to you, okay? Things that you have witnessed, you have been at the other, you know, at the other end of, even with what is going on globally, you know, affects each and every one of us in a different way, okay? Gratitude is important to give thanks. It's also a 38, okay? And the 38 is an 11. So there's a lot of new beginnings here. When we give thanks, when we give gratitude, when we acknowledge, you know, it also allows us that aspect to get to a point where we can create forgiveness. And forgiveness, again, is important. It's important as part of our process, because as human beings, that's what we understand, and that's where we're at. We can't keep carrying the past with us. If we keep carrying the past, if we keep carrying trauma with us, we're never going to grow, because all we're doing is living in past hurt, past pain, and the blame game. Let it go. It's not worth it. Our inner child. This is a 41, okay? The inner child, the acknowledgement of our inner child. Now is the time, not now is the time. It's always the time. It's always the time, or when you are ready. But now is the time, if you are ready and you are conscious of what you are feeling, what you need to acknowledge, to let go and release of right now. It is time to work on that inner child, because for many of us too, a lot of our traumas come from our childhood. It is also epigenetics, so it's what we carry through from our parents or from the mother into us, because it's genetics. It's the genes that we carry. For example, you know, the Holocaust, you know, from our grandparents who have been part of the Holocaust, that what they have experienced then goes down to their children, which goes down to you know, the next generation, when you become and acknowledge that it's what you can let go of. It's like sexual abuse, okay? For example, there was abuse in my family, and it's carried through from generation to generation, and how it presented itself, for example, with my sisters and I, it was through endometriosis and adenomyosis. Okay, it then has it's shown itself within my own children, and through the work now, and what I've understood, it's like, okay, saying, let it stop here, because it's not to go to the next generation, so it's work that we have done on it. That's just my example, and so just so people can see, I've got a dog that just likes to nudge and just wants a pat, but I need to just get this finished. So let's do a couple more cards, please, and thank you for the 12th to the 18th. What is going to come through? I have a cat that is just meowing and wants to go in, out, in, out, in, out. No. And she's beautiful. Her name is Inti. I'm not taking those cards. I only need 2 more cards. So if we're going to come out, please, and thank you. 2 more cards, or I'm going to just have to pull it manually rather than wait for them to fly out. Okay, I'm just going to take this top card. All right. I love it again. It's a 42. Okay. So the 42, and that's the 24 up there. All right. This is finding joy, and this is all heart-centered. It's the aspect of, and so apt, because this is sacral, so is this. It's if you can see within, you actually have the icosahedron. Okay, the orange icosahedron is all about the sacred or sacral center. It is our place of birth. It is our place of creativity, and it is where our joy is also brought through. It's that spark of joy that we create within our inner child, and it's what we, bring through our lifetimes as well. But it's that connection to the heart, because you can see the octahedron on the outside pertains to our heart. Okay. So it's the heart and the sacral, and it's that combination of just bringing through divine inner joy. It's about us creating our happiness. We can't look externally to create all our happiness. We can't, when we're always looking for love on the external, and I get that part too, about looking for love on the external, but it's really about, it's what we have within ourselves, and dogs like this. This is Mariana. She's beautiful, and she's got a lot of love to give. Sometimes a lot with a nudge. But yeah, it's really about us finding our inner joy and our happiness at this time. And it's knowing this is innate, and it really, becomes like a manifest. This is shapeshifter. This is understanding and acknowledging, okay, that we can be anyone we can become anything we choose to be, okay? We can shapeshift to the aspect where we can change our thoughts. We can change our body shapes, really, when you think about it. On the physically, like in terms of a weight loss or a weight gain if you're on the other side, or in terms of bodybuilding. Okay, that's one aspect of looking at shape-shifting. But the shape-shifter is all about the ancient knowledge. It's the inner knowledge, the ancient wisdom. And what you really have here is that combination when we get to a point when we start to understand, and we start to go through the healing, and we start to awaken on a conscious level. And this is what we're here to do, awaken ultimately on a conscious level. What we are doing is awakening the dormant wisdom, the knowledge and wisdom that lay within our DNA. It is there for us to access. And when we start to do that, the way we can shapeshift our lives, because of the knowledge that we gain, is immense. It's a really beautiful reading, okay? And the bottom of the deck is our foundation. So we're here to strengthen our foundations, because we're here for a long time. If you choose to be, you will be here for a long time. I very much believe in that. I believe that we haven't seen the best is still to come. And I've seen it through QHHT sessions, and I cannot wait. I look forward to what I'm here to create, as myself, as Emily, and with others, and, you know, finding my tribe and doing it with my soul tribe as well. So wherever you are, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Make sure that you look after yourselves, nurture yourself, take time out for you. If things just don't seem to be going right wherever you are, you know, if you can just take that little bit of time out to really rethink and be able to reset, and maybe, you know, you need to come at things in a different way. Do that for you. Acknowledge yourself and nurture yourself, and just know that we're in for a really major reset. And, you know, it's not always easy. It's not gonna, it's, you know, there's still, I think, a lot of shit to hit the fan, and we become a part of that. But don't lose hope in it, you know, don't lose that faith. Just keep acknowledging, keeps, you know, working on self and acknowledging what it is that you want to see for yourself in this world. Okay, have a beautiful week, and love to you all. Bye for now.